Cam fam, welcome back and welcome to Keeping Up with Cam. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning into our channel. And if you're a returning subbie, thank you so much for coming back. Today we have a more instructional tutorial video. We are using our mannequin head, but if you are looking for our regular style hairstyle videos, you can just head into our playlist. I will link it here, and you'll be able to find over 100 styles that we've done on Cam himself. So we're going in with our mannequin today, and we're going to be showing how to part and how to braid. So we're using a rat tail comb or whatever you want to refer to it as, and we're going to be going in at the top of the ear, and we're going to be parting from ear to ear. So we're just doing a horizontal part, separating the front from the back, and we're going from right ear to left ear to right ear, whatever's more comfortable for you. But for me, I go from right to left, and I just go in and I'm doing a bit of a dry part. I'm just doing a rough part. I'm just kind of getting it to where I would like that line to be, and then we're going to go in and we're going to clean it up. All right, so once we have that sectioned off, we're going to go in and we're going to be working in our back section. So this is how I part, just to make sure that our straight back braids are straight and we have enough hair given out in the back to accommodate. It sounds a little weird, but it's going to make sense. So we're going to go from front to back, but I start with that back portion because that way we know exactly how much hair we're using and that we can add in the amount in the front. So you see I sectioned off that back because that's how big I want that one braid to be. And now we're going to attach the hair from the front into that braid, and that way we know it's going to be the right size. Oftentimes when people are braiding, they're kind of just freestyling it and they're going and they're parting. And then by the end of it, they realize, oh, I don't have enough hair left over and the braids aren't even. So this is going to make sure that all your braids are even throughout. So after we go in and add our gel, make sure you add a generous amount. I'm just adding a little bit because it's a mannequin head. We don't want to waste product really, right? So when you add your generous amount, you're now going in and you're going to clean up your part. Make sure you take your time. You want to make sure that that part is clean and neat. That way the style looks good and the style lasts long. That's very important, right? So I've gone in and I'm just making sure that the stray hairs are out and that the front and the back are lined up where they connect, but also just in the part in itself. So I'm going back and I'm just making sure it's as clean as possible. I mean, it's only so much can be done with a mannequin head. It's not like a scalp. But when you're doing it on your own, you want to make sure that you're cleaning up everything as you go so that the lines are straight. You have enough hair left in the front and the back so that the braid is the same thickness throughout. So we're going to make sure that we keep securing our sections away from the parts that we're using. We want to make sure that no stray hairs are getting into where we're braiding and that we can see exactly where and what we're braiding. So once I've done that, make sure everything's secure. I'm going in again with my gel. Again, whatever one you want to use, just make sure you put a generous amount. You want to put it on both sides of the hair so that you can mold that hair and put it into the center as you're braiding. So I've gone in, I've added it on both sides, and I've added it at the front and the back, and I'm using the back end of my comb and I'm molding and bringing that hair into the middle of the part that we have so that when we braid, everything is centered. I'm then going to go in and take a piece off of that front part. I like to pre-section it. Some people don't. They just, go straight in and braid, but I do like to pre-section. So I'm going to take that pre-sectioned piece of the front of our braid and I'm going to split it into 3 pieces. You want to make sure that the hair is in between your hands and your fingers securely so that you are braiding properly. It's split into the left, the middle, and the right. Now I'm going to keep the hair secure in between my fingers as I braid. So on my left hand, I have that left strand between my ring finger and my middle finger. And then that middle strand is also going to be with my left hand starting off, and it's going to be between my index finger and my thumb. So I have the back strand, the back hand holding the middle and the ring finger with that strand, and then the front of my hand is holding the middle piece. And then going with the right piece, and that is going to be in between my middle finger and my ring finger. And then I'm going to use my index finger to guide the hair as we braid. So it's securely there in between the middle and the ring, and my index finger on my right hand is going to guide. So I'm guiding that strand of hair over and under. It's essentially just a game of over and under. So we're going over the middle strand. So I'm grabbing this hair securing it and taking it along with me and going over and under. So we're going underneath the middle strand over to the left strand, and we're going to grab it. So I'm using my thumb and my index to grab as I go, and I've now then placed those pieces over because I'm going to redirect my hands as we now have switched the left, the middle, and the right. This middle piece is now going to become our left piece. Okay? It might seem a little bit weird to hear me say it, so you might just want to visually see it. So disregard anything I'm saying. But for those who also want to hear it explained, I'm going to explain it as best as I can. Okay? So now that the middle has become the left, we still have the middle, the left, and the right. But we're going to make sure that the hands are positioned, keeping everything secure. Again, it's between the middle and the ring finger. And now that we're using our left piece to go forward, we're going to use the index finger from the left hand to go underneath our middle piece and grab our right strand. And we're just going to fix and adjust as we go because eventually once we start to get quicker with it, we're going to be grabbing hair in quick, 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 right? So you're going to grab hair after the first maybe two braids in this motions in this way. You're going to start grabbing hair because that is what's going to build the cornrow. That's what's going to build the braid as we go. So I'm now again taking the right side, going underneath the middle and grabbing the left. So I use my index finger to navigate, and now I'm going over to the left side, and I'm going to grab a little bit of hair that's there, and I'm going to add it in with the left strand. Because if we don't do that, we're just going to be doing the same thing. It's going to be like doing like a single braid. Nothing is going to connect to the scalp. This is how we connect to the scalp. So I'm going to now take our newly left side strand. It's always the left and the right that's going underneath the middle. The middle kind of just stays in place. So now that I have my new left, I'm going to make sure that I have the strand and also the hair. That's what I'm going under. So I'm taking my strand and it's going underneath with that, or under the middle over to the right. And we're just going to continue to do this and we're going to continue to grab hair as we go. Not a lot because we don't want the braid to look janky. We don't want it to look thick and, all over the place. We want it to build accordingly and build over time. So we're going underneath the middle at all times, grabbing the left and the right and grabbing some hair along with it. And we're just going to continue that motion as we go all the way down the braid shaft. Okay, now that we've done it once, let's do it again. So we're going to go in again with our 3 strands of hair. We have the hair on the right, the middle, and the left. So we're going to go in and we're going to secure the hair. It's always going to be in between the middle and the ring, whether it's on the left or the right side. It's going to be secured in place with the middle and the ring finger just hugging it, right? Then we're going to use, depending on which side that we start, I always start going right to left, but if your left to right is comfortable, that's up to you. So you choose which side you're starting, and that is the index finger that is going to start leading. So you got to make sure that your hair is gelled, everything is put into the middle and ready to go. Once you've done that, make sure you get your hands situated in the right way. So I have my middle and finger hugging my right strand, and my index finger is going to guide us. It is going to take us underneath that middle, and we're going to grab that left side. And once we do that, our left becomes the new middle piece, and our middle piece becomes the new left piece. It is now going to be in our left hand. It is going to be hugged by those 2 fingers, and the index finger is then going to guide underneath the middle over to the right. And remember, we are grabbing a little bit of hair as we go and building the thickness of the braid over time. Now we're going to put what we have been learning into practice. So you're going to make sure that both strands are secured between the middle and the ring fingers, and we're going to use our index finger to guide us. We're going to go from right to left, and we're going to go underneath the middle and grab the left. And now that middle piece has become our new left. We're going to take that middle piece and go underneath the new middle using our index finger to guide, and we're going to grab the hair on the right. And as we're grabbing that strand from the right, we're putting in a little bit of hair with it. And we're going to do that again. Under the middle, grab the left. Perfect. Once we do that, we're making sure we have a little bit of hair added in. You see that we're like gripping that with our index and thumb. That's how we add the hair in. Index and thumb is grabbing the new hair to add into the strand that we already have. Now we're going to go underneath that new middle, over to the right, and grab a little bit of hair with our index and our thumb. And that is just the same process that we're going to keep doing over and over. This is the general idea of a braid. It seems daunting, it seems like a lot going on, but it's really not. You're just going from right to left, left to right, right to left. You're going underneath our middle piece and always grabbing on the next side. And we're just making sure that we're adding in a little bit of hair as we go and grabbing that hair that we're adding in with our index and our thumb. So our whole hand is kind of being used at certain points and for certain things, and it's just making sure that everything is in this big orchestra is just doing its part and working as it's supposed to. So we're going underneath the middle, grabbing the left, underneath the middle, grabbing the right, and use your fingers to detangle as you go. If not, you're gonna have a big knot as you're trying to braid and it's just not gonna work. So make sure you always bring your hand through and clear out the pieces. Bring your hand through, clear out the strands. Bring it through, clear out the strands to make sure that the hair is not knotted. So as you can see here, I'm just adding the hair, making sure that it is in there neatly. Grabbing the hair because it's now a little bit thicker than when we started at the front because we're adding the hair as we go. So I'm going underneath that middle. You see how we do that? And it's a little bit knotted, right? So I'm making sure that I clear that out before I continue. Underneath the middle with my index, taking that left side, and we're going underneath the middle. We're going to use our index to guide us there, making sure everything else is secure still in our ring and middle finger because we don't want anything getting wonky, right? And we're going to go underneath and we're going to grab on that right side, put a little bit of hair in between. You can use your right hand to put a little bit of hair in there, or you could just automatically do it with the hand as you're going. And you're just going to continue. Once you start to get used to it, it's just going to be quick. It's going to be muscle memory, and you're going to be able to just go through it like you've been doing this forever. All right, so now once we've got the basics of doing the braid, we're going to finish off the braid. So we're going to make sure that we go all the way down to the base of the scalp. We want to make sure that everything is in, all the stray hairs, all the last little hairs at the end of our head is in, and then we're going to end up flipping our hands over. So once we do one more um, over and under to make sure everything is good, we're going to flip our hands. I'm going to flip my hands from being facing down to facing up. So as I twist that right side into the middle, I'm now repositioning my hands. As you can see here, I'm going to be working with my hands in this form. I'm going to have my right hand with the right strand, and it's going to be all the hair is going to be in, it's going to be hugged in my fingers. My pinky, ring, middle, and index, all going to be gripping that strand, but we're going to be using our index as we go. And we're going to go under and we're going to grab that piece from the left. We're going to go under the middle, grab the piece from the left. Now we have a new left piece and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get that right side. So we're going to go under and we're going to use our index to grab that. So we're just going to make sure that everything is secure, everything is held in as we go, and we're going to go underneath and we're just going to grab. We're going to use our middle finger. So we have the index finger holding the middle position or the middle strand safe, and we're going to then grab that right hand with that right strand with our left middle finger. And we're going to keep using our middle finger and bringing it over. So it's always around the middle, bring it to the side. So we're now going behind that middle piece and we're getting the left and bringing it to the right. And now we're going to go again. around, and bring it over. And it's just going to continue all the way down the length of the hair. All right, so I took that out just to show you a second way to do the braiding of the ends of the hair. I know a lot of people, if they don't know how to cornrow, they already do know how to single braid, how to just braid the hair. So you can do whatever is most comfortable for you, but these are two options as a way to finish the braid. Now, this way, the overhand method, I find works really well for kids or people who have curlier hair, that when you braid the ends of the hair, it curls right up and doesn't really keep its length. So with this way, you're braiding it a little bit looser. You're not braiding it as tight and as compact as the other method. And that way it allows for that curl and that length of the braid to kind of show more than if you were doing it tight and compact. But whatever way works for you, you ensure that you do that. All right, so this is our final look at our first braid. I hope this video was helpful and a great guide for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can put them in the comments. I will definitely reply. You can also find us on all social medias at Keeping Up with Cam. I do answer DMs there as well. I hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up this video if you like it. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. Share this video with your friends and family. And don't forget, you can find our playlist, Toddler Boy Hairstyles. That's going to have over 100 videos done on a boy himself, so you can see what these hairstyles look like and try them on your little ones. Make sure to come back in the next video. Bye.